So a world famous skinhead just passed away a week, maybe a week and a half ago from Washington, D.C. Her name was Lefty. And this will teach you about skinheads and Rudies. We started with Bob Marley when he came over to, when he went to England and met the poor, quote unquote, whites there. Punks, skinheads, Rudies. Lefty was black, and she'd tell people she was a Nazi skinhead. Well, I mean, at least that's what it says when you look it up on Google, Lefty the skinhead. She'll readily tell you she's a Nazi skinhead.
People are so stupid.
Oh no, no. And that's not the Gorilla Biscuits ape. Trust me, it's not. And up in heaven, I love you. And I hope you get to meet Bob and Bunny and Peter real soon. And I hope Peter met you at the gate and was like, "Hi, Lefty." And you were like, "What the fuck? Peter Tosh is Peter at the gate? This is fucking great." Have fun in heaven. I'll see you soon. Lefty's world famous. I only met you like once, like 30 years ago. Eternal blessings of health and wealth to your family and friends forever and forever. This piece of art is for you. And you're in heaven now. And this is for everybody else who knows what I'm talking about. And the people who don't know what I'm talking about will keep being stupid and keep accusing us of being what we are not. And this is for you, Lefty, and your people and our people. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. hardcore. Skinheads. Oi, 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 oi. Oye, 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 oye. We gotta fucking know. Hardcore worldwide and in fucking heaven. Peace and love. Peace and love. This gray hair. I ain't no young boy. I ain't no white boy neither. I'm a man.
I love DC. Even after all that stuff today, I get a little bit of leeway. Probably because the lights are blinking down there, I guess.
Oh, look, it's a beautiful sign from the other celebration. Wow, I forgot that was there. That's cool.
Dr. King. Oh, and in other news, check out Martha's Table across the street. They really raise a ruckus, and they're going to take all your children on a global opportunity, a national trip. Ages 14 to 19 from zip codes 20022 and 20037 for a national adventure for 3 days to Atlanta, really. Because you're on the bus traveling for days. You're on the bus traveling and stopping at some kind of place like Denny's or something, or one of those places where all the people stop to eat on buses. And then you go with Martha's Table for education about food and opportunity because they feed homeless people really well. Watch me freak out earlier, which is probably why the police are here. So what do you do for the first time ever in DC when a police officer tries to intimidate you about smoking cannabis in public, which happened to me today, and then he took my hoodie and my rolling papers and threatened my well-being if he caught me again? He's a white cop, Caucasian, whatever, metrosexual, with a twinkle in his eye.
Protecting the massage parlor and dentist office across the street from the founder of Homeland Security, J.R. Lynch's house, which is on U Street.
Between 15th and 16th, and there's a massage parlor, which is also a slave den. So you can go there and get whatever you want, and you get your prescriptions for your drugs at your recurring visits at the dental office right there. And he drove by and made sure to intimidate me and then took my shit. That's called a fucking pig. So So right now it's the chosen people of God versus the pigs. You don't have to be a police officer to be a pig. And quite honestly, most police officers aren't pigs.
You don't have to be a police officer to be a pig. And quite honestly, most police officers aren't pigs. But check this out. It's kind of like rectangles and squares.
All squares are rectangles, but all rectangles are not squares. So, a few pigs, and one of them fucked with me today.
So, police chief, please ask your pigs to back down and quit. Because you know why the police quit in the other cities?
Because the ones that stayed were the pigs! Ah! Welcome to the United States, and guess what? I'm here in Anacostia smoking next to an exceptional art center, watching lights blink. Because I've asked God to bring the angels who make magic happen come. And now I'm going to go back to Congress because I used to blink when I sat in there often. And now I'm going to go to Congress with people actually who know how to do that. People make lights blink and other fun stuff. When I was in jail, people deactivated the hydraulics in the jail doors so they could open them and close them and go out. To the fact that the 1C in Fairfax Adult Detention Center, that main door to the area was open for the whole day. One dude came downstairs from his locked room. There's so many tricks they use with technology, but people had to figure it out in their heads first and then turn it into machines. And I'm watching lights blink down there right now. Let's have some fun. Watch this. This is gonna be down there, right? And I'm gonna get this close up in a minute. You won't see it from here. Oh, they're blinking. You see them. You can see them. Watch this.
Okay, this is too good to be true. I'm sitting here smoking weed, right? And there's an overpriced thrift store here in Anacostia on the MLK.
Across from the Big Chair, well, up the block from the Big Chair. Overpriced thrift store, just like Goodwill, basically. But they also have food trucks that feed homeless people shitty-ass food. Shitty-ass food, and I've had their staff threaten me before, and they let street handlers touch everyone's food and examine everyone and mandatory watch the lines. And they did it in McPherson, at Farragut, and now they do it down at, like, 19th and Pennsylvania across from the tarps and shopping carts they used to live under. It's at 6 o'clock. Martha's Table. They feed you fucking fake-ass jail sandwiches and shit that's not healthy. It's no good for you. It's most of the shit I throw in the trash, and half the shit everybody feeds to the ducks and the rats who populate those parks as soon as they show up.
They must be addicted to the food. That's be why they fly in from the fucking river from...
Anyways, of course they've got the Global Passport program here at Martha's Table. Now I'm going to read the Global Passport to you.
Martha's Table Global Passport Program, Atlanta. By the way, when I was threatened in those lines the most was when I pointed out who's trafficking children and other people there. That's when I was threatened the most and had the most scary experiences there, which is why I don't go there definitely now. But look, Martha's Table Global Passport Program, Atlanta.
In fine print next to some weird-looking coffin on a waterfront with some tacos as the landscape above a walkway and some fountains, it looks like this. It says in tiny-ass print, but I can read really well. We will not be satisfied till justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Now, you can barely read that, so you have to get close, and it goes to a coffin.
And this is in Washington, D.C., where they serve us fucking fake jail food and shit that makes us sick and brings all the animals around to get addicted to it. I guess that's what happens.
And they process people there and do all kinds of weird shit, which I've already documented, so the government and all the military. Fucking law. Look, what do you get? National trip. A national trip means you go around the nation, but you get to go to Atlanta, Georgia from April 15th to 19th. So that means you're traveling down there on the 15th, and you're traveling back on the 19th. So when you slice it up, you get 3 days there. In Atlanta, it's a national trip. It's a global passport program. Visits to MLK Birth Home, Morehouse and Spelman Colleges, Georgia Aquarium, and more. All expenses paid trip and daily travel stipend. Eligibility. It's not for the fucking community, it's for little kids. Age 14 to 19, live in zip codes. Guess what? Right here where it's poor. 220 and 232. Must complete application. Oh no, it gets better, children. You can go to Atlanta and travel with Martha's Table and learn how to feel get feet shit and you better. Oh wait, live in zip codes 20020 or 20032. Must complete application with letter of recommendation, applicant's choice of 1-page essay or 3-minute video. Fuck you, this video is more than 3 minutes. And I'm only 15 and my fucking name, it's motherfucking Be Real McFucking-Levin! It's Be Real McLovin. My name's Be Real McLovin. I had to change my fucking identity, but call me Santos. Must complete application with letter of recommendation, applicant's choice, 1-page essay. Learn more and apply. Preference deadline, March 4th. Remember, there's a preference deadline because there's a preference in everything, right, kids?
You want to go to Atlanta, strip club capital of fucking world!
And these people observe the lines of human processing and human trafficking. And I observe it, so do a lot of motherfuckers, and now they're trying to take the kids from this community to Atlanta for a few days to traffic them there. So anyways, it gets better, kids. There's a link tree to linktree.ee//MT Youth Development. Questions, contact Global Passport. And this is your national trip, your Global Passport. Out of Anacostia, kids. And it's opportunity to get that mighty stream of righteous justice that actually happens fucking right there at the Capitol Dome and at the Supreme Court. And the mighty stream of justice is the Anacostia and the Patawomac and what they form at the confluence right here in D.C.
Which is a stolen Holy Land.
Of the whole fucking Turtle Island. Hi, Nance Mond. I love you, brother.
And there's a fucking scan code here. There's Instagram, Martha's Table, Facebook, Martha's Table org, and www.marthastable.org. So get connected, education, food, and opportunity. So it's an overpriced thrift store, just like the ones everyone complains about now. They don't really have that much. This is their food box. There's never fucking food in it out here for us. And now they've got a global national passport to find the stream of justice and righteousness for all the children in Anacostia. Only from the zip codes 20020 or 20032. Of course, they feed the food to all the fuck-ups in 2005 who float around the White House and steal children and do weird fucked up shit.
To the entire fucking planet and the community of Washington, D.C. And they also give nods to people when they tell them to get off the buses who aren't even from here, speak the fucking languages.
Now, when I identified children being trafficked there and yelled at slave traders, oh, I get run around a lot. You wonder why people almost murder me. But look, it's okay, because you can send your children with Martha's Table. Hold on, let me read it again. We will not be satisfied till justice rolls down water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Oh, they must support those sex workers like the punks. Now remember, it's punks versus punks. But we spell it with an X, and they spell it with a KS. So beware of punks who don't use an X. And that's fucking true. That's a hardcore punk, and not a trendy punk. Get it? Hardcore punks, not trendy punks. Trendy punks will buy your boots or buy some cool stuff and have pink hair and have nice tattoos from famous artists. In Atlanta, Global Passport, kids. Hey, parents, it's a national opportunity to send your kids with Martha's Table. They can teach people and educate them without feeding them unhealthy food. Hey, let's do that. They've solved the hunger problem, Martha's Table. You should let your fucking kids go with them. Since the Boy Scouts don't exist anymore and there's no Catholics around to rape them, go with Martha's Table instead. Hey, Martha's Table, fuck you. And all the people you support and those slave trading pricks who you deal with, and the drug dealers who fucked up the communities that you support, you fucking assholes! I hate crackers, but I love art, and I love fucking shit like this up! So now let's have some fun. I'm gonna sit here and smoke some weed and chill out in front of Martha's Table. Ha ha! And think about sending my children on a global passport to this national trip where you're actually in a bus until you get there, and you're there for only 3 days, really, which is no time to fucking learn anything about anywhere. And if you're learning from these people who feed us fucking bologna sandwiches that have 2 pieces of bread and 1 piece of meat on them and 1 piece of American cheese, which isn't even fucking American cheese, and they give us mixed bags that have their homemade snack mix with like Chex Mix and Cheerios and peanuts and sometimes M&Ms and raisins. What else do we get? We get a bottle of water, we get a plastic bag, and then some sort of food, such as beans or a cheeseburger sometimes, or fish sticks. And maybe potatoes or pasta. Oh, that covers Martha's Table, kids. Your international trip to Atlanta, well...
Why don't you go there with your family? And don't go with these fucking clowns, and protect your children from now on, Anacostia and Washington, D.C., please. And stop shooting them, too.
Please stop shooting your children, because I don't have children, but I'm gonna have some. And that's why I came back here, is to fucking affect Congress. And apparently I know a lot of people up there, beforehand and now even more. So I'm gonna smoke my weed in front of fucking Martha's Table and wish I could kill their owner, but I can't, because I'll go to jail and it's illegal. And the cops know it, and so do the judges. That's why they made that law. Not that people don't murder around here all the time, including the police murdering people. Which brings me back to the cop that stole my shit today and fucking insulted me. And I told him I smoked cloves. I was smoking a clove cigarette, and then I walked away from him.
Too bad I smoke in front of everyone else, you pig! You're a pig. And again, like I said at the beginning, it's the pigs versus the chosen people of God. And everybody else just keep paying your taxes and know that we love you, and we will take care of you and the planet. And that's all love. And soon I'll talk normal. For a while though, I'm gonna chill out and see these lights will keep blinking, which they are. Look, they're still blinking.
Blinky fucking blinky. But that's normal, isn't it, Norman? That's normal, ain't it, Norman? That's normal, ain't it, Norman?